In the past day, something significant has unfolded, especially now that the 19th of November Social Security payments have arrived for millions of people. The moment those deposits hit, a wave of political movement began building across the Capitol, and it has created an unexpected sense of momentum for people who depend on fixed monthly income. For weeks, there has been growing discussion about the possibility of $2,000 tariff-funded payments, and as of today, the idea feels closer to reality than it did even 2 days ago. Many people woke up relieved to see their deposits arrive on time, and that sense of stability immediately opened the door to a bigger question that has been circulating quietly for weeks. What comes next? And could these additional payments actually materialize? Yesterday's deposit was not just another routine transaction. It was a reassurance for people who have been managing rising prices on everything from groceries to medications. When income stays still and costs keep climbing, each month becomes more difficult, and a timely Social Security deposit provides a much-needed breath of relief. Once that relief settles in, people naturally start looking toward what might follow. That shift from stress to possibility created the perfect moment for renewed attention on the idea of a national dividend funded by tariff revenue. The calm after yesterday's payments removed the mental clutter of immediate worry and allowed millions to focus again on the broader conversation. The discussion over a tariff-funded dividend has been building for months. What started as a small concept has expanded steadily, gaining support as more details emerged about the growing pool of revenue created by tariffs. By late autumn, the amount being collected far exceeded early projections, and analysts began acknowledging that the numbers could theoretically support a one-time national payout if structured correctly. That acknowledgement alone changed the tone of the debate because experts rarely run serious financial models unless they believe an idea deserves real consideration. During the same period, major news outlets began reporting more frequently on the concept, translating complex budget figures into language ordinary households could understand. Once the idea entered mainstream conversation, it picked up additional traction because it spoke directly to the financial pressure many families are facing. Unlike borrowing or printing money, redirecting tariff revenue does not expand deficits or drive inflation. Instead, it functions like returning a portion of collected funds back to households that have been absorbing the cost impact created by tariffs in the first place. The arrival of the November 19th payments amplified this shift almost instantly. Offices that represent older districts began receiving calls not about missing deposits or delays, but about the possibility of a national dividend. Staff members reported that people were no longer asking theoretical questions but practical ones. Whether the proposal was viable, how soon Congress might consider action, and whether any legislative framework existed that could carry such a measure forward. That surge in interest matters because public pressure is often the force that moves Washington when the calendar is running short. Late November is historically the moment when lawmakers start searching for policies that can demonstrate results before they leave for the holiday recess. Voters pay attention directly before year's end, and representatives are keenly aware that providing meaningful financial relief can shape public sentiment going into the next legislative cycle. A proposal that offers direct economic benefit, does not increase the deficit, and resonates with seniors, retirees, and fixed-income households holds obvious political appeal. This is one reason the current environment feels unusually aligned. Meanwhile, economists have been confirming that tariff revenue in the final quarter of the year is trending higher than anticipated. That adds an additional layer of credibility to the notion that there is sufficient funding to support a one-time payment without straining other programs. Some advisors close to the discussion have begun to suggest that a dividend could appear as part of a broader year-end package, something Congress has historically been comfortable voting on just before the holidays. Treasury officials are also believed to be reviewing various payout scenarios, which usually occurs only when an idea is being examined with genuine seriousness. These developments are unfolding at the same time a legal review is underway regarding presidential tariff authority. Although the outcome remains uncertain, both potential directions create momentum. If the court ultimately affirms broad authority, the executive branch gains greater leverage to redirect tariff revenue toward household relief. If the court signals limits or delays a decision, lawmakers may move more quickly to assert their own authority before any ruling becomes final. Either path adds urgency rather than slowing progress. The deeper reason the idea continues to resonate is emotional as much as economic. Seniors and retirees have shouldered a disproportionate share of rising costs because their income is fixed, predictable, and unable to flex with market conditions. When prices move upward and income remains the same, every dollar must stretch further. Returning a portion of tariff revenue to the people most affected feels to many like a correction rather than a handout, a way of restoring balance during a period when living costs have outpaced expectations. The November 19th deposit reminded households that dependable support still exists, and that reminder strengthened appetite for additional relief.